this side of the world. And you know what we do here. We talk about what is trending. So what we're talking about, well, we are actually interrogating the pulling down of the Nigerian political billboards here in Ghana at Vantage Point. They were actually put at Vantage Points of the capital. And the idea was to attract Nigerians who live in Ghana to say, hey, it is time to come home and exercise your rights with your thumb. But hey, it's been pulled down, and that is what we're talking about. Welcome to your most interactive half-hour, the side of the world. This is JN Interactive, and the show is proudly supported by Surfline. Surfline, it's about time. My name, as always, Marian Ture. Don't go away.
Joy News Interactive is brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.
After all, it is about you. And if you are a Nigerian in Ghana particularly, I'd really like to hear about you and pick your brain about what you think about what is going on, especially with the billboards that have been pulled down. You don't want to miss this. Join the conversation on facebook.com/joynews-on-TV. You have to like the page first, though. Then whatever we put there, you can comment on it. I'll share whatever you're sharing with the rest of the world. We are on Twitter. We tweet at Joy News on TV and Nigerian Interactive GH. Your emails are always welcome. Joy News, I am at multitvworld.com, and our WhatsApp number remains 0540109009. And you know it. I am on Twitter, left, right, and center at MNTure. You would find me there. You would also find me on Instagram, same handle, and facebook.com/MarianTure official. So join the discussion, because I really want to hear from you. So National Security, we are told, actually ordered the AMA, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, to actually pull down all the Nigerian political billboards that were in town. Most of them, I think, were in Jowulu and the Osu areas. And they have actually been pulled down as we speak right now. And national security, the things that we're hearing, the undercurrents is that perhaps it is for the fear of an attack, perhaps from Boko Haram. But we're wondering, though, our president has always committed to things that happen on the ECOWAS sub-region, actually solidarizing with Yaya Jammeh, going to Nigeria and all of that. Wouldn't his support for Nigeria alone be reason enough for Boko Haram to decide to attack our country if indeed they wanted to? Should the billboards be what it actually the problem is? And I was hoping that the slide would play so you see some of the billboards if you haven't seen them already. They were of Goodluck Jonathan and then Buhari. Actually, those two contestants who are contesting the February 14th election for Nigeria. And a security expert at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, who is actually in the person of Dr. Kwesi Eni, believes that Ghana has actually been saved from a possible attacks by Boko Haram also. And he's quoted, his exact words are, "I think it is critical the National Security and Accra Metropolitan Assembly have listened to the concerns and voices raised by ordinary citizens that these billboards and some level of active political engagement might pose potential threats to the future of this country." He said also that the removal of the billboards should not only be about Boko Haram, but also about whether or not laws governing the country permit political entities to campaign here. And he goes on, and a bit says we cannot overlook the fact that Boko Haram activities are a concern to all West African, and naturally the term of terrorism and, you know, thinking that it could actually happen to us here in the country. And you know what we do here on the show, we interrogate the issue. So currently joining me on the telephone line is actually Nigerian ambassador to Ghana, Ambassador Ademola Anafokan, and I'm hoping that I didn't butcher your name. Good evening, Ambassador, and welcome to JN Interactive.
You're very right.
Hello, Ambassador. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you very much. You got the name very right.
Thank you so much. My first question to you, though, would be to get your impressions about the pulling down of the campaign billboard over the weekend. What are your general impressions of that?
Well, first of all, we are your guests in Ghana, and the laws of Ghana are very supreme and stand close. We do respect that, absolutely. But I must quickly say that Boko Haram will not come to Ghana because of those billboards.
Right.
Of both political parties. Secondly, the billboards were meant to sensitize Nigerians. Nigerians here who are probably holding the permanent voters card.
Right.
That tend to go and vote in Nigeria, just to sensitize them, just to enlighten them about the goings on politically, so that when they get to Nigeria, they know what party to vote for, not to influence anything in Ghana, and not to provoke any violence or anything. Nigerians are generally peaceful people. Ghana is like our second home, if you know that. Just like Ghanaians make Nigeria their second home, we feel very comfortable here. That's why they are doing that. But if it violates the laws of the land, I will not be able to say anything contrary about that. We absolutely respect the feeling of Ghanaians. We absolutely respect laws of Ghana. But if they were given permit to put those billboards, then should they remove it? Like the Ghanaian Advertising Association,
right?
They were right to have done what they did. So I don't. But as for Boko Haram, forget it. Boko Haram will not come because of billboard to Ghana. God forbid.
Right.
God
But
forbid.
Ambassador, are you aware of any, shall I say, interactions that happened prior to the erection of this billboard? Were you privy to any discussions prior to that?
No, I was just told, and I saw them myself. And I believe, I don't think those guys would just go out there and start putting such giant billboards without some kind of permission. If they did, then they are wrong. But if they got a permission, what can I say?
Right. I am wondering, what is your outfit's next line of action, if any, about this? That is, if you decide that you want to take any action at all.
I think both political parties will sort themselves out with the authorities there in Ghana. I'm sure they will reach out to the authorities, make a case, and explain themselves. It's just for sensitization of those, it's campaigning to those Nigerians here. And there are quite a lot of them here. Probably go home to vote. He's just trying to reach out to them. Of course, the election will not take place in Ghana. There's no how violence will go to Ghana, and there will be no fiscal campaign going from place to place and making the kind of noise that you see in Nigeria. So I don't see any violence because the Ghanaian authority will effectively clamp down there. I don't think there will be any violence. It's just sentimental, that's all.
But Ambassador, before you go though, I wanted to ask, do you see this in any way perhaps affecting the good relationship that exists between your country and us here with the people? We've all we know the history between Ghana and Nigeria, and especially at the Ghana Must Go era and a few other things that have happened. Do you see this bringing any undercurrents that could perhaps injure our relationship in the future?
Ghana Must Go and then the 1979 expulsion of Nigeria are a scenes of the past.
Okay.
The dark past in our history. It will never happen again. Nigeria and Ghana are experiencing a very robust and very warm relationship at the moment. And for instance, between 29 and 30 the Nigerian-Ghana business will be meeting here.
Right.
What we are more interested now between both countries is promotion of trade, politics. We support ourselves in every forum. We are brothers, we are cousins, brother, wife, son, daughter between both countries. So that kind of thing will never. What we're interested now is to promote trade again between our two countries and in the sub-region. So I don't think removing of billboard will bring any bad thoughts, no.
Ambassador, are you still talking? Please go ahead.
Yes, the political parties involved in Nigeria, we approach the authorizing authority in Ghana to review it, and I'm sure if it's in the judgment of national security, they will respect it. If not, what can we do? The laws of Ghana are very supreme.
Ambassador Ademola Onafowakan, Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And as always, in keeping with JN Interactive, we go out there and we solicit your views on the trending topic for the day. We have been out there, we have caught up with the Nigerian community in Ghana, and our first question to them to actually gauge their reaction about the pulling down of the billboards. Let's take our first video blog. Don't go away.
As for me, I feel that it's not normal. One reason, because Nigerians and Ghanaians, they are one. And there are two countries that speak English. So they do like, let me say, brother and brother. So I think that whatever Nigerians are doing, Ghanaians also doing it. So bringing the billboard down, it doesn't make sense because it shows the sign of brotherly love. You understand? Because if Nigerians doesn't love Ghanaians, they cannot bring those things here.
To me, it's normal because we don't need politics signboards in Ghana, because if they are in Ghana, it could trigger some issues, you know. Because Ghana, we are a peaceful country, and we know Nigeria. There are a lot of problems in Nigeria, and these billboards can lead to different issues altogether. So we don't need them in Ghana at all. The elections is for Nigeria and Nigeria only.
One thing first is that here is not my country, and I cannot tell them to, I mean, they can do whatever they like, you know. As you can see, I'm not a Ghanaian, I'm a Nigerian, so I think they have their own law too for them to do whatever they want to do.
They have the right to vote. So if they put their banners around, their billboards around, I think it's good, it's correct.
Welcome back, and that is what you've been sharing with us. In our second blog, we've actually been asking whether you think this could impact, you know, the peaceful relationship that exists between Ghana and Nigeria. We'll take your next blog.
It's not going to bring any conversation about Nigeria and Ghana. It's just it's not going to cause anything at all. So it's very matter.
I think it will bring a little misunderstanding between Nigerians and Ghanaians, because let me say that, let me put it in this way. Brother and brother now, they are two brothers. Then something came up, there will be a misunderstanding because of that thing that came up. You understand what I'm saying? But if Ghanaians normally do the way they do as a peace country, I think they will not have problem.
No, not at all. As a Nigerian, I don't feel so bad, but it depends on the individual too, because for me, I'm speaking by myself, you know, so I don't think it's bad, if you ask me.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, because there will not be nothing wrong with the relationship. For the relationship, it will continue all right, business and other stuff. But for the billboards to be in Ghana, it's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. Nigerians can go back to Lagos or go back to Nigeria and vote, but we don't have to allow Nigeria's billboards to be in Ghana, because when they are in Ghana, it could bring about different issues. Maybe they would like to bring radio advertisement and other media advertisement in addition, which may trigger different issues. So it is good they are pulling down the billboards. There's nothing wrong with that. They just have to understand.
So in our final video blog, we were asking, I mean, you know, considering that, you know, security aspects are thinking that Boko Haram could be one of the reasons why we shouldn't actually be doing that. Do you think that could be good reason enough to even say that we actually don't want this kind of political advertising in Ghana? Let's take our final video blog.
Because Ghana and Nigeria doesn't have any problem. Even though they bring the blue board down, it cannot cause problem to that extent. You understand? Because Jonathan is not Boko Haram, and Boko Haram boys are not Jonathan's boys. They are partly different people. Is a group which that is separate to government. So they cannot come and start supporting government. You understand? They are against government, so they cannot come back now and start supporting government. So I think that cannot be something that will make Boko Haram to be involved in that issue.
As for me, I don't think it's going to bring Boko Haram to Ghana here because first and foremost, I think we'll have some securities here in Ghana, so I don't think anything like that is going to happen here.
No, pulling down the billboards will not invite Boko Haram into the country, but if they should leave the billboards and it generates to radio advertisement and television advertisement, maybe that one may trigger to Boko Haram in Ghana.
I don't think that. I don't think Boko Haram, no, I just don't know. I just don't think something will happen.
And on that Boko Haram note, we'll go for a quick break and then we'll come back. I'll take your comments and what's trending on Twitter. This is still JN Interactive. Please stay on. You're still watching today's JN Interactive and we are discussing the pulling down of the political billboards, the Nigerian political billboards by the AMA, apparently on the insistence and order of national security. You have missed a lot, though. We've actually spoken to the Nigerian ambassador to Ghana, and we've taken some of our video blogs. Now, let's try and see if we can get your comments that are coming in on our Facebook page, and then we'll go to Lord Cote's Corner, and then get what is trending on Twitter. So your comments are coming in thick and fast. I'm hoping that this will refresh real quick so that we'll do it together. That is technology for you. Of course, if it didn't happen like that, then it definitely won't be a live show. And so many of your comments have come in. Let me do this and then take some of them. And the precursor is there, of course, to ask your thoughts about it. And if you believe that Boko Haram is reason enough to actually pull all of those down. Do we have to fear that? And the first comment is coming from Junior Loves Cumry. He says, where on earth is this done? Or are we also voting in the Nigerian elections? Who gave the permits and who paid for that billboard that can potentially eliminate a school under a tree? Well, we didn't pay for it. The Nigerian community paid for it. So it's not like Ghana was actually paying for it. So they will be like eliminating a school under Ghana's tree, perhaps. In Nigeria, I just pray and hope such needless things don't happen again. This one is coming from Al Hassan. He says, yeah, I agree with AMA for doing that. This is not Nigeria. And for that matter, we don't need to encourage this in Ghana. Roland Yeboah says, wow, it is very simple, my sister. Ghana is so free to the extent that even foreigners can now claim an automatic citizenship and do all this, and you call it nonsense? They're actually telling people information. It's just like information service. Come home and vote. It's time for you to vote again. My question is, can a Ghanaian go to Nigeria and do same? Okay, that I don't know about. And Martin says, it's unnecessary. We need development, not this. But Ghana and Nigeria are partners in trade, so they are actually bringing something. Kobe says, well done, we are not in Nigeria. And I'm sure that most of you, perhaps for the first time, are clapping for the AMA and Okovandapoy and all the national security people, because if it was something else, I'm sure you bashed them. So thank God that at least you're not, and you're throwing all your support behind them. Timothy says, it's a good move by the Security Council. Because here is not Nigeria. Literal translation, Nigeria. Of course, this is not Nigeria. I get you. So I don't expect a Nigerian politics in Ghana. Ghana is Boko Haram free, so we don't want trouble. Logical Kusi says, who allowed them to do this in the first place? This is Ghana, not Niger. Hashtag peace. I'm getting you. The thread has formed that you're all in agreement with that. Ayenini says, talk about your country, Ghana, and leave us alone. Oh, so you are in Nigeria. Oh, we're not saying anything bad about you. We're just saying that billboards for President Goodluck Jonathan, and then also for the gentleman who actually wants to throw him off, who is Buhari, have been pulled down. So we're not saying anything bad. Final comment. Ahmed Toure, hey, are you my brother? We need to do a DNA test. Instead of AMA to stop disturbing our dear market men and women in Accra, they are now removing billboards. For what? AMA, disgrace the nation's capital. You're the only person who doesn't seem to agree with that. And on that note, we'll go to Lord Kote's Corner and find out what's trending on Twitter.
Up until this morning, I'm sure quite a number of you may have noticed the presence of billboards of presidential candidates from Nigeria. Now, government apparently weren't so happy about it, and they pulled everything down. This has been met with mixed reactions from the public. Let's go over to Twitter and then check out some of your tweets. The first one is from Kwame Jan. Kwame Jan says, I need some education here on the Nigerian political party billboards we have now pulled down from the streets. Okay, and the next one is from Ifwa. Nigerian election billboards, down they go. CC, okay, so that was a post by Graphic earlier today. And the next one is from PK Ahen. He says AAG disagrees Nigerian election billboards compromise Ghana's security. Yeah, so the reason the government gave for pulling down the billboards was that it was going to compromise our security system, okay, the whole Boko Haram thing. Yeah. And next one is from Joy FM. There was a tweet earlier. Removal of Nigerian billboards has saved Ghana from possible Boko Haram attack. And that was from a security expert. I don't know about that. I'm not a security expert, so I can't really say anything about that. But the next one says that I don't see anything wrong in Nigerian politicians erecting billboards in Ghana. And that is from Ebenezer Anangfio. Well, I'm sure we'll get explanations soon enough. Marion wants to try and explain some things because I'm pretty much lost here, because I believe and know for certain that they went through all the right steps and procedures to be able to erect those billboards. Well, nothing to say for now, but this has more trending, and those are some of your tweets. My name is Lord Kote.
Yeah, Steve is back. We can finish the show together for the day. Steve.
So, you know, if it was a politician, I could possibly mount my billboard in Lagos.
No, but Lagos is different, though. Hey. Charlie, Lagos is different from Ghana. I get Lagos, yes, I must get there. Charlie, you have to do certain things.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the brotherliness and things between Ghana and Nigeria has taken a crazy dimension.
We love each other's foods. The men love the Ghanaian women. The Ghanaian women love the men.
Oh,
so we are now doing cross-political.
Just be careful before Boko Haram plants some detonator inside here or something. So, all right. My name is Steven Antia. That's how we wrap our interesting edition of today's week's story.
And Jane Interactive. Yes. My name, as always, is my
Enjoy the rest of our program.
Indeed. Please stay on. Don't go away. We have lots more for you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Bye-bye.
Joy News Interactive was brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.